Frankly, in his case, I've never seen anybody in lizards that way.
Oh, really?
As bad as they are.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't be around
That's
it.
deeper.
Okay,
now what were we going to talk about? What were you saying? Something led into something?
Yeah, well, just a final question that had occurred to me in thinking about things last night is, in the few days that we have spent together, you have been showing us a lot, telling us a lot, instructing us a lot in ways that clearly come from, and I don't mean to say Christian religious tradition, because we've discussed all that previously, and it's not that, but Christ, the Bible,
Yeah.
In the way that you know it.
Right.
And I was just curious, because underneath that, in subtle ways, clearly the Indian training, the teachings that you've had, is there.
They're both identical.
But I was just curious if you could comment on how you see that in relation to the Christ teaching.
Ceremonies of the Indians, and I see it written in the book. So there's no problem.
Oh, so what you're saying is a lot of the Indian ceremonies show up in the Bible.
I'm saying a lot of the Bible shows up in the Indian ceremonies.
However, yeah.
What I'm saying is we had no writing. So we had to remember in ceremony.
And pass it down that way.
That's right.
Right.
And why do I press the Bible? You want to learn Indian? It's in writing. You can go downtown and buy it and study it in the way that I taught you. And it's right there. You don't need Red Elk to explain it. It's there. I'm teaching you how to get it. Now, if you want to do it in tradition, do a little studying on what the Indian tradition is. Know your word, Bible word. Look at what that tradition represents. And you, like me, you compare the two, and you become a bridge unto yourself. You understand the comparison.
I see. Because I'm completely ignorant of both worlds.
Well,
really.
Okay.
It's good to hear you explain
I'm
it
not
that
giving
way.
you anything strictly Christian.
Right.
I'm giving you both sides of being Christ-like.
And it happens to be written down there.
That's right. It's easier to buy a book than to spend several years chasing Indian powwows and getting in really tight with the Indians to have one drop of a little thing here, one another thing. You're getting a whole ball of wax. I'm the bridge. Does that help you at all?
Oh yes. Yeah. No. That makes a lot of sense.
Now, you talked about the different ways of reading and understanding what's written, and you said there was one guy who was like really bright who had another way of reading what was there. And
he could see, he had a code that was so intellectual, it's way over my head. Now, it's like a mechanic. He can say, what's this, hand me an object, and I look at it, it's a spark plug. That's just about as far as it goes for me.
Right.
I know that it creates a spark and helps run the engine, the gases off the gas or the oil. I know a little bit about it. It's just the way it is. That's a spark plug. Now, gapping it, making sure the right wires are back on the right thing. If the wires weren't existing or all messed up, I'm out of luck.
So he's interpreting the Bible in sort of scientific
oh yeah, real high intellectual.
And what he's finding is way to build devices and
Sure. Like I said, I wasn't sure if it was 3 or 6 12-volt batteries that would make a nuclear plant to power a car or whatever. He doesn't know how long it'll run, and he does have a problem with how to harness that power. It's probably in there too, I don't know. But, and I don't, last time I talked to him was, 7, 8 years ago. And I don't know how much more advanced he's got through that knowledge. But, and besides, it's all beyond me. If he can make it and I can buy it. That's the way I'm going to run it. you
Right,
know.
right. So are there codes in there that deal with frequency of numbers, the way that different
Yes.
numbers are? See, that's what I'm saying.
That's one.
I'm looking.
That's
at it.
one. Yeah.
Okay, and the sequence of numbers tells you,
Well, study the code. That's one the white man was pretty much broke. Go on the internet. Go and check codes or code of the Bible and see what you come up with.
okay. All right.
It's real simple. That internet is just loaded. Code or with an S, I'm not sure what, of the Bible.
Okay. All right.
If you know your birth date and all that jazz, according to one of the codes, it'll tell you when you die.
Huh.
It's that simple.
That's
Now then again, that is under normal
right.
man train of thought. You can go beyond that.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Which ideally, that's what the book was written for anyway.
So, and then people that do go on that, they look at, oh gee, I'm going to die in 7 years, in 3 months. I mean a date, and I'm not even sure, but I think the actual time of death. But the people look at it, they read it, and they become resigned
Oh, yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
But
we
I'm
talked
telling you the way of Christ. Christ did not look, I am going to die on, well, Christmas, or whatever. Or not Christmas, whatever it was, Easter or whatever. He didn't look at it that. He said, I am going to sleep for 3 days, and then I'm going to wake up, and I'm going to be alive for the rest of eternity after that. Who are you going to believe?
Right.
What are you going to accept?
Right.
You can create your own reality and be a free thinker,
Right.
saved, salvation from the mass media of the way this is the way it is. Bullcrap, it's that way because you've accepted it that way.
Right.
You pre-programmed, in a sense, your own dream to give you death.
Yeah.
Reprogram and live a long and happy life unless you get tired of it. Adam and Eve died. Was it because they entered sin? Certainly. But was it sin alone? Well, sin chased them out of a garden where all they had to do is reach over and pluck a grape, pop it in their mouth. They were fat, content, and happy. And what happened? All of a sudden they did disobey the Creator. And he chased them out of that beautiful area into the wilderness. Frankly, they got tired of having to work so damned hard. And therefore they began aging themselves. And lo and behold, I give up, God, I don't want to go out there and have to plow that field to grow another grapevine. I'm tired of it. Quick. They killed themselves. Everybody on this earth dies at their own appointed time and in their own appointed way, whether it's by gunshot, hanging in an electric chair, whatever. They have pre-programmed themselves to do this. And they can pre-program themselves to change it. With Christ as your example. Now, he didn't die. He went to sleep, in a sense, for 3 days. And he was so alive, he walked as a physical human being through a locked door or wall, went up to Peter, put his hands out, and he says, oh, you don't believe me?